Hello, I'm Naomi Kinsman, an author and the executive director of Society of Young Inklings. And today's revision strategy is focusing on how you might use dialogue to make the most of it in your personal narrative. Now, I understand why many writers choose not to put the actual words onto the page because in many cases in a personal narrative, we don't remember the exact thing we said or the exact thing that the other person said. And so we feel a little bit awkward maybe about putting the words in because we want to be truthful about the moment. As we've talked about before in this series, I recommend that you actually focus more on helping your reader understand how this moment felt, what it was like to be in the moment, as opposed to trying to be perfectly accurate to the moment. The fact of the matter is our memories are not perfect, and so even if we were the kind of person who could memorize every single detail, there would be some things that we wouldn't get quite right. So it really is okay for you to use your writerly tools and to make your dialogue very strong. I want to read some dialogue from Charlotte's Web because this book has some of the very best dialogue to start out the story. I'm going to read it and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how you might do the same kind of thing with your own writing, and then I'm going to give you a quick exercise to try with your own personal narrative. I'm actually reading this from a book called Some Writer, which is by Melissa Sweet. This is an amazing book. You should take a look at it if you have a chance. It's got a lot of original source material, and in this book we have this page where we can see some of the original manuscript where E.B. White was actually working on Charlotte's Web and changing the words around. So this is a really good example of the fact that even writers who are as amazing as E.B. White, who wrote Charlotte's Web, also have to revise their work. So don't be worried about the fact that you need to change things.
"Where's Papa going with that axe?" said Fern to her mother as they were setting the table for breakfast. "Out to the hog house," replied Mrs. Arable. "Some pigs were born last night." "I don't see why he needs an axe," continued Fern, who was only 8. "Well," said her mother, "one of the pigs is a runt. It's very small and doesn't amount to much. Your father will have to do away with it. It's no good." "Do away with it!" shrieked Fern. "You mean kill it, just because it's smaller than the others?" Mrs. Arable put her spoon down on her plate. "Don't yell, Fern," she said. "Your father is right. The pig would probably die anyway." Fern slid out of her chair and ran outdoors.
I want to point out how E.B. White is not always using full sentences. Think about what the sentence might have sounded like if Mrs. Arable had said, "Your father is going out to the hog house," as opposed to just answering, "Out to the hog house." That's the way that people talk, and in this story, that's how this character specifically speaks. Now, in your personal narrative, you can use this strategy as well. You can go through each piece of dialogue, underline what you had people say, and think, is there a way that I can shorten this? Are there certain words that I can take out? In that way, revising dialogue is a little bit like working on poetry. You don't need any words that are extra, so you can go through and pull things out that are not as important as the heart of what a person is actually saying. Another thing you can do is you can think about, okay, this person is a very formal person and this person is more of a casual person. And as you look at those two personalities, you can contrast the way that they would say something. Somebody might say hello or good morning or greetings. Or someone who's a little bit more casual might say, hey there, or hi. One more thing I want to point out about this scene that I just shared with you is how E.B. White used dialogue tags. So he did sometimes say, said Fern, or continued Fern, or said Mrs. Arable, but also he sometimes used very simple actions to help us understand what the character was doing. So for instance, in the moment where Fern became very upset about what father was doing outside, she slides out of her chair and runs outside. She doesn't say anything at all, and we don't need her to because we know what she is thinking and we know how she feels because of the action that her body is taking. In real life, that's how we get to know other people, and that's how we figure out what people are thinking, is that we actually look at what they're doing with their body and we interpret it. I'm going to give you an exercise. Step 1, I would like you to look through your personal narrative and find 3 places where you can include a little bit of dialogue. Remember, you don't have to include the entire conversation. It's okay to drop in right in the middle. So step 1, you're going to identify those spots. Step 2, you are going to script it out, almost like it's a little play. You're going to write what one person says and what the other person says, and if you want, you can put a few notes about what they might do with their bodies. And then for step 3, I want you to enlist 2 friends who can help you. I want you to give the script to them and have them read it out loud for you and do any actions that you have asked them to do. And as you're watching and listening, I want you to make some notes on your own copy of the dialogue. Think about how you might shorten some dialogue to make it more focused on what matters most. Think about how you might be able to swap out a phrase or just a word or two to make the dialogue more powerful or more funny. And also think about, do these characters sound different? Is there anything I can do to make them sound like their own unique people, like the people who are actually in that moment? The last step is to really think about the action, especially in the moments where people don't speak. So you're going to make sure that you've added in some action that help us to really see the body language of your characters. I hope you have fun playing around with your dialogue and also directing these mini scenes to make the most of your dialogue in your personal narrative. We're greatly looking forward to seeing your personal narrative, especially because we know you're working so hard to polish and revise it and make it the very best it can be. Check back soon for another revision strategy, and thanks so much for joining us today. See you soon.